Not depth. Like depth in my squat was fine. I couldn't hit the board.
My name is Matthew Charles Cocotero.
I'm Christine Lauren Smith.
Finish the station, attack the rocks.
I don't know, believing in yourself is a huge aspect of it. But it's like, if I'm smiling, I'm having fun, I think that's when I'm gonna enjoy it the
A lot of people do it. I know I can do it. I don't recommend.
All right, guys, welcome to Hyrox Boston. Made it here yesterday. A little bit of a brutal travel day. Ended up getting delayed about 5 hours out of Nashville. But we made it here. We're in the hotel for just tonight. And then we're off to the Airbnb that I got with my friends from Michigan.
My name is Matthew Charles Cocotero. I am from Warren, Michigan, and I am 33.
Correct.
I'm Christine Lauren Smith. I'm from Florida originally, but I went to school in Jackson, Michigan, and now I live in Detroit. And then what was the last one?
Age.
Oh, I'm 35. I'm one of the oldest ones here.
24.
They're gonna know all about it though.
I used to compete a lot in CrossFit, and I hadn't competed for a long time, and then I had a couple injuries that set me back through CrossFit, and I couldn't really do a lot of the movements anymore.
And at almost the exact same time, we both suffered really big injuries that would knock most people out for probably years, and went through the same, I think, slump, and kind of battled back at almost the same time. And it was kind of a no-brainer for us to, I don't want to say that it was kind of a low barrier, but my background is rugby, and I suffered an ACL reconstruction. So for me, you know, the lateral and the uneven ground was a little bit more intimidating.
Shoulder, I had a pec tear, and then I had a labrum tear, popped out of socket, and then also broke the head of my humerus, which was, yeah, it was pretty devastating for a little bit. But rehabbed it myself, and then, I don't know, decided that I needed to kind of work towards something, and Hyrox was something that offered me the competitive nature, but it didn't, I could do everything within it. So I was just like, okay, like let's run for it. But like,
I like just the overall athleticism that's required. You need some strength, you need some endurance. I want to be able to walk, run, move weights for the rest of my life, and I think that this was a really good starting place for that.
I hadn't run for a really long time, and so that was like my nervousness. But this is just an outlet for me to get back into that competitive nature, I think.
No, for me it was just the beginning. It was just getting it started.
Committing to it.
Yeah, committing to it, and I think I was just really in my head. Like, I had 2 knee surgeries in 17 months, and I just didn't think that physically it'd be something that I could train for this year. It was a little bit intimidating just to get started.
I really do. I think that it's cool that so many people can do it. Like, you'll go there and you're gonna see all these different people through different walks of life, and everybody's moving.
Yeah.
And like, what's the goal for me is to have everybody move.
The movements and what the sport calls for, literally anybody can do it. You don't need to be a pro athlete doing it in sub 1 hour. Like, the different body types and the different types of people that, like, I've seen people in wheelchairs do it. Yeah. So I think for me it was just getting it started, which is pretty true for most things. Like, once you get into it, everything you thought you knew about it is probably not as big and scary as you thought.
Right.
So once I got started, like it was pretty full throttle from there.
Yeah.
I don't know, believing in yourself is a huge aspect of it. It's a long workout and you can go through a lot of doubts through an hour and a half, however long it's gonna take you. And so training every single day, you know, you push yourself. I love the journey, but I think, yeah, just mentally, it's been challenging for me to get back into that competitive nature and really kind of just like trust even what people are telling me. Because like people are in my corner and they say positive things towards me and it's hard to accept that. So I think that mentality aspect has been a huge, it's been a lot of homework for me.
You start to test all the things, like for me, it was just running in general. Like May 26th was the first mile that I ran. And now I'm gonna be doing a competitive 5 with all sorts of other stuff in between.
I go through the mentality of just like, yeah, I wanna kind of be perfect, right, at things, or if I'm gonna be on display, I wanna make sure that I do it well. And if I don't hit a certain expectation, either set by myself or maybe set by somebody else, is it worth it for me to do, right? And so just fighting through that mentality, yeah, I had that for a moment, but it's not about that anymore. Because it's like, I think as a coach, what I've also realized and like what Chris has helped me realize and things like that is just like we as coaches have influence, and if I'm gonna give up, that's just gonna give everybody an opportunity to see that and then they'll give up, right? So it's like no matter what I'm going through, like push through whatever that physical, mental pain is and just say like, I'm not just doing this for myself, I'm doing this to prove that like anybody can do it.
But I think it'd be the same consistent message that I've really been pushing the last couple of months. You're capable of a hell of a lot more than what you think. And I am a true test of, I've had to rebuild this. I've had to rebuild myself physically like 3 times. You know, I'm 3 knee surgeries deep and I'm 35 and I'm not any younger, which is always an excuse for people. And I'm a business owner and I have a partner and I have people that I also need to spend time with, and I'm just as busy as most. And this training has forced me to like get really honest with how I spend my time. Because it requires dedicated, and not intense runs, but it requires time running and time doing threshold work and time lifting and time recovering. So my point is like carve out the time, but like the thing that you think that you can't do, you probably can.
The fork makes its return for Boston Hyrox recap. The Foundry team loved the fork, so we're bringing it back for this video. It's always weird when you train for a long time and the weekend of the race goes by so fast. Whole weekend went by really fast. I had a great time. Had a great time with the Foundry team. Leading up to the weekend, felt great. Everything was pretty much ticking off. Body was feeling good. Nutrition was feeling good. Gut was feeling good. Kept hammering at my mobility work every single day. Flew in Thursday night. Super delayed travel. I flew into Boston. I ended up getting there like 5 hours after I should have, after I was supposed to. So it was a late night. Didn't get a run in or anything on Thursday. Friday comes around and some of the Foundry team were racing that day. So that was fun to watch. That was fun to kind of guide them around for their first race. And The venue was really easy to navigate from a racing perspective, not necessarily from a spectating perspective, but as a racer, the course was good, and it was really easy to navigate, which I guess is more important than for the spectator. Friday, do a little, really just kind of got in the gym, a little 10-minute EMOM, some 3-minute pickups on the treadmill, just keeping some of that snap in the legs, but not exhausting myself by any means. Saturday, just a really chill day. The plan was just start carb loading. 750, 800 grams of carbs on Saturday, and shakeout run again. I was feeling great. Everything was, there was nothing interfering between me and the original goal, which was going somewhere between 58, 59 minutes. The running was there. The ergs were there. Nutrition was dialed. Sunday we wake up and then just wait all day. You've got until 7 o'clock at night to race for us. It was a long time to wait, and it was also tough to navigate the nutrition behind it, because it's hard to go throughout your entire day and try to think, okay, am I going to get 2 meals, 3 meals? What can I get in here before I start maybe experiencing some gut issues during the race? Nonetheless, I feel like I was pretty close to being good. I went and I watched Chris's race. She did great. Performed above her expectations, and there's definitely more room in the tank for her, which is awesome. And then just chilled there, just got the legs up, sat down, and prepared for the 7 p.m. race time. Really, the only thing that I could pick out was about 45 minutes before start time, I started to get a little bit of a headache. And I almost felt like it was a little bit of like a cortisol issue from just having sat there all day long and thought about intensely thinking about the race and being kind of amped up for the race. I really thought that maybe that was a factor of getting a little bit of a headache before the start of the race. Gun goes off. We're out. Pacing is money. Heart rate's not too steep. Everything felt, pretty easy. The ergs felt pretty easy. Sled push was fine. It's not really my forte, but got through it. Sled pull, again, felt pretty good. My rock zones were really fast, which is awesome, because I was getting off the station and there was no time of I gotta sit here for a second and shake it out. I was just like, finish the station, attack the rock zone, which is exactly what I wanted. And my running felt awesome. My running was to the point where I was running 328, 329 Ks, 330, wherever I was around there, and my heart rate was coming down from the stations, which was obviously it was an awesome sign. And my heart rate would go from being at 187, 188 in the station to 178, 176 during the runs. So I was even recovering during the runs is what I felt. Burpees, huge improvement on the last one. I was about 30 seconds quicker in burpees. I had a little bit more in the tank I think I could have given there, but nonetheless, we were still on plan, which was just race starts at burpees and then we just ramp it up. We ramp it up from there, which, judging by the timesheet, that's what we did. Station 5 hit the row, and I went 5th fastest on row out of all pros. Lunges, again, we just keep picking it up. We're 4th overall for pro for lunges. Last run, heart rate came down a little bit, judging by here, I'll show you. I don't know if I can hold this up and show you. Heart rate coming into wall balls, which I came into wall balls just over 57 minutes, which, again, we're pretty much right on track. Maybe a little bit behind from where I wanted to be, but if I could just do wall balls in a mediocre time of, let's say, like a little over 4 minutes, which that's not even really doing wall balls very quick, then I was going to be right around, upper 60 minute maybe, you know, breaching into 61 minutes. I pick up the ball, I look up, and within 10 reps, I'm just like dizzy, I'm nauseous, I can't find the legs below me, and I'm just getting no rep, as in not depth. Like depth in my squat was fine, I couldn't hit the board. So, and it wasn't even like a height thing. I'm just like, I'm throwing it in a direction and I'm like seeing double of everything. So I'm throwing it up, I'm just not even hitting the board that's right in front of me. And then I just sat there for the next, rather than spending maybe 4 minutes, maybe 3:45 at wall balls, I proceeded to spend 7.5 minutes there. Which sucks, because the race leading up to that was going great. And then it kind of felt like I threw it all away at the wall balls when you're so close. Is it a possibility that while doing wall balls and I'm already exhausted and I'm looking up at the ceiling, is that creating some sort of like vertigo for me? Because I kind of had the same thing happen to me at Worlds. Maybe. Was it a lack of nutrition through the race? Maybe I could have taken a half a gel or a whole gel at like rowing that I didn't. That also could be the case. You know, Matt from Foundry, and he's trying to hand me a vitamin water with sugar because he's telling me how flush I am in the face. So, is what it is. Not the race that I was hoping for, but it's still only my second pro race. It's still only my second pro Hyrox, and ended up coming away with the age group win with a 104, and I think 14th overall for pro men, somewhere in there. Pick away the good things, and we proceed forward and we make progress. Thank you to everybody watching. Thank you to Foundry for supporting through the weekend. I had a great time with all of them, and we'll see what the next race on the schedule is. Cheers, guys. Happy running. Keep training. Keep moving. This is the phone, my microphone fork. See you in the next one, guys. Peace.